Just want to show you a few things you can do with a point cloud in SA. This is a part that we've scanned with a scanner, and so we've got some point cloud. We got a point cloud in here, and we've also got some probed points. And so we probed some points on the IDs of these holes, and we also probed the top of the table, just so we can use that as a clipping plane and ignore all of that extra overspray on there. All right, so to get started, we're just going to create that plane using the toolkit in a plane relationship. So I'll just call that tabletop and just hit the plane icon there. And that's just a really quick way to make any basic geometry. But in this case, we've got the tabletop relationship, so all we need to do is just add some data to there. So I'll take that group and hit enter. And then you can see we've got a plane there, which we'll use as a clipping plane. So if we open the point cloud properties just by double clicking there, you can see the point cloud's about 100,000 points, and we need to create a clipping plane. So hit add in there, select that plane, and then our clipping plane box pops up, and you can select which surfaces you want to use to clip just by mousing over them. When they turn that white color, that allows you to clip. So I'm going to drag the top of the box up a little bit here, and then drag the clipping part up right here as well until we just get rid of that edge there. If you wanted to clip in another direction, you could do that as well. You can use that surface to clip and do it that way, but we don't want to clip those. So I'm just going to leave it as the bottom, and I'm just going to clip just right above the table surface there, just so we don't get any of that extra overspray. And then I'll close that dialog. I'm also going to use that if I wanted to create any additional, wanted to scan any additional parts on there, then I could set that as my cloud default, and then all the other scans that I do would also use that as a clipping plane, and so they would ignore basically anything that fell below that plane. So then we'll just hit OK there and close. And oh, one more thing is we need to delete those hidden points just so they don't affect our alignment, because we're not going to use any of those points, and we don't want them to affect our alignment when we align to our model. So then we're ready to align to our CAD model, which I've already added in this file here. You can see we have a CAD, two surfaces here. It's just as easy to add a CAD model, just as easy as dragging and dropping. That's all you'd have to do, but I've already got the CAD model in there, and you can see that the CAD model is not aligned to our measured points in any way. So what we'll do is just right click on the point cloud here. Ooh, there we go. Right click on the point cloud and choose align to CAD. Then we just select our CAD surfaces and hit enter. And then SA will create a mesh out of those CAD surfaces and try that alignment. Now if you look closely here, you can see that it's not exactly a great alignment. So I don't want to apply that alignment. I'll hit no, and then just go ahead and retry. And then SA will do a little bit tighter mesh and align to that, and you can see that that came out much better. So I'll hit yes there and accept it, and then if we zoom in, you can see that we actually really have a great alignment with our cloud. And that's all we have to do is use the cloud for alignment. You could do a quick align, you could do a relationship alignment, any type of ways that you can do that, but the cloud align is a really quick way to get oriented to your CAD model. So that looks great, but if we want to see the deviations from our cloud to our model, we can use what we call a colorized graphical mesh, and now you can make those from cloud points. So just select that point cloud, again select my model surfaces and hit enter, and then you've got a few options here that you can adjust how dense you want that mesh to be. But basically that's what it looks like there. I'll make it a little bit more visible by hiding that scan, hiding those point groups, and then open the properties of that graphical entity there and just change it to max absolute, and then just go ahead and show the color bar there in the display. And so that'll tell you exactly where each one of those points falls, give you a good idea of how far out they are from the model. So that's one way to visualize it. Another thing that we could do is we can hide that graphical mesh and show our scan cloud again, show our surfaces, and we could create a cloud to objects relationship. And that's over here in the toolkit as well. We just select that icon and select the point cloud, select our objects, and then we've got a relationship for those two. And so all I need to do is open that relationship and update a vector group. Now, a relationship is, I think the subsampling options are turned on here, so it's only using the first 200 points. Let's change that to the first 2,000 points, and we'll hit OK, and that'll give us a little bit more dense of a vector group. And then hit OK there, and now we've got our vector group. Now you can see sometimes on point clouds, you get cloud points that are a little bit further away from the surface than they need to be, and so you want to get rid of those outliers. So if I open up those relationship properties again and go to outlier rejection, we'll just set these to 0.25 millimeters. Okay, okay, okay. And then it just gets rid of some of those points that may be a little bit further off the surface than they need to be. So then there's a lot of ways that you can visualize that vector group. If you just open the properties of it, you may want to show it as blotches, end blotches there, and hit close. You may want to see tubes, and you can show it that way. And this is an easy way to align to your CAD model and visualize it using vector groups or that colorized graphical mesh, and you can just switch between those pretty easily. There you go. And that's it.